supervisors to ensure that new development is compatible with the physical settings of the site and visual character of the neighborhood and provide a platform for neighborhood residents to communicate their concerns with the community of Montero, Most Beach, El Granada, Miramar, and Princeton. Old business is getting very old, but, this is from that was 2 months ago. Yes, I don't know why I didn't change this. The letter sent to review, I'm asking for a follow-up. I don't know if anything's happened about the demonstration of scale letter that went to him. That is tying in with all of the standards we're doing now.
That is correct. It's all be tied in with the changes that are going on.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that agreement or disagreement would come at that time.
Correct.
Yeah, if you want, I printed out what Louise sent to me about when you want to listen to these previous hearings. I put the last one on there, but I wondered if is there a place you can go look, or do you just change the hearing date on here in the same format that I've written? Did you see this?
Yeah, so every meeting has its own webpage you can click on, and the audio for that meeting and the visual recording is uploaded to the meeting. So every meeting has.
I can find it just by going to and Coastside design review hearing and then put the date. Okay.
Yep.
So I'll make that easy for other people. Because I wanted to bring it and everybody knows and kind of like just give a nod or a moment of silence to what happened at 6:45 24 years ago. 3,000 people in I was gonna have Mom say a prayer. But hasn't been praying for a while. But it is, I always wanna say we shouldn't have a meeting on this day. Pretty tragic to me. I just walked into the brewing company and it was on the janitors had the news on. It's just fucking crazy. I thought we were going all over.
We did. I remember we had to do more. My dog. Taking the day off work, my dog had to have surgery to have one of those the dew claw.
Oh, yeah.
Thought he had cancer, so I had to take him in real early, and I was up getting ready, and I had the news playing in the background. And they said, "Oh, a plane is hit."
Yeah.
And I thought it was like some guy in a Cessna or something, right?
Right, exactly.
And then I heard, a second one, and then I went over and started watching the news and
What was going on?
and at that time I was working for United Airlines.
Oh, you were? Were they United Airlines flights or either one of the
Two of them
airplanes?
were.
Holy shit.
Two of them were, yeah.
I wondered about, the guys that they trained at they only trained on Cessnas and shit like that. That did and they did it in like Arizona or somewhere, I can't remember, but I didn't ever pay attention to Florida.
Yeah.
The one that was headed for the Capitol or the White House, I don't know which, I guess, but they were all like San Franciscans, or they were coming to San Francisco. The guys that jumped the guys in the airplane crash and everybody went down, but they were like San Francisco brothers.
Yeah, there was two United and 2 American planes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, things are really gone a long way since then. And I put Camille's notes from last, but your summary, and I don't know if that's okay or not, but. And that's it. If you guys, please, if you're gonna find anything to be brought up in these meetings, please give it to me, so I have something to write on these pages. Yeah. And I open it for public comment.
Okay. So we're now opening up the meeting for public comment for matters that are not on the agenda. So we have nobody in person and I don't see anybody online. So Chair, please indicate if you would like to close the
Public comment, please.
Okay, with that, we'll close public comment for matters that are not on the agenda. And we will wait 2 minutes to 12:45 to begin item number 1.
So are there projects that have been on hold for a couple months that are
Like, coming through, or
There's
is
just
it
nothing in
Are you
it.
talking about building or planning?
for us to review?
So I made a presentation, I updated it, I gave the presentation last meeting. And I updated it a little bit, but I'll run through it really quick for John and Mark.
Thank you for that.
No problem. Next slide. So the purpose of this design review standards update is to achieve these four major goals, to make changes to the review process, to make a more ministerial process in light of, this is the first time, huh? In light of the SB 9, SB 35, all the state bills that are making housing review objective only. Any subjective standards cannot be applied. So we need objective standards. So on Bayside, the review of new homes will go from discretionary to ministerial, which is like a checklist process. No public comment, no appeal. Just staff says, yeah, complies or doesn't, and it moves on to building. But it does maintain discretionary CDRC review in the mid-coast, you know, for projects with the residential component, similar, same as now. In terms of the objective standards, it really makes the standards clearer. So it's in response to state laws, but it'll also have the benefit of being implementable consistently by everyone, just because it's more clear. There'll be a consistent application of the standards. It won't be subject to somebody's opinion, or less so anyway. In compliance with state laws, it folds in CDRC input. We collected CDRC input on that blue book page by page in 2022. It folds that in, and it also folds in the standards from the community design manual. So there are two separate things for the CDRC to look at, or staff to look at. The goals of this meeting is to review each draft standard in the table that was posted online. The table is a portion of the larger design review standards ordinance update, which has not been released yet. So staff will then take the CDRC's feedback and it also into the BDRC. And so the BDRC and the CDRC's feedback will update the standards, bring it to the planning, so to the MCC first, then the planning commission, then the board of supervisors, and then coastal commission for the coastal zone. So we can go to the next slide.
I had a quick question.
Oh, yeah.
It's a discretionary CDOC.
Yeah,
Is that a change?
no, exactly the same as it is now.
It's
Only
correct.
standards more clear.
Right, it's discretionary now,
It's
correct?
discretionary.
So it's the same, but the standard. I just want to be clear on that.
Correct.
Okay, because it was underlined, I'm like, okay, is that an implied change?
No, it's really an assurance that there's no change.
Okay.
That was my question,
Yeah.
you know, or is this gonna strengthen the standards that kind of apply in terms of how we treat the neighborhood and the environment out here, or is it gonna do away with it, or is it making it better? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it takes the same standards. It doesn't just throw out everything and replace them. It takes the same standards and tries to write it in a more objective way. Such as like minimize grading. So that was a really tough one for me to try to make objective. A lot of them say like minimize or like harmonize, you know, and like
Sure.
things like that. So it's like a lot of subjective language that's replaced by like hard, like
Okay,
concrete language, hopefully, that you'll see. Any other questions? Okay, so the full ordinance will be released prior to the planning commission hearing, potentially prior to the MCC. Within the ordinance, there's all the regulatory language that was not yet released. It does include the purpose, a CDRC pay section as it does today, a store report requirement that reflects what the CDRC wrote up to Ray Mueller, the process, application process, and some new fees. It includes a guiding principles section, which is all that, kind of background information. But separate now from the standards. We pulled the standards out into a table. So there's a standards table, and that's up for your review today, and there's also a glossary, same glossaries, but we've, further clarified and added some new terms. So, up until now, management has reviewed it, and of our department, and county attorneys reviewed it. So now, currently, it's the CDRC reviewing it and the Bayside Design Review Committee reviewing it. There are separate standards for Coastside and Bayside, so it's important that both bodies review it. So yeah, what's next is Planning Commission, MCC probably prior to that. The MCC is particularly concerned about lighting, so they wanted to weigh in on that. So we'll release a full draft of the Planning Commission review prior, with enough time hopefully for the public to review it. And then it'll go to board of supervisors upon a recommendation from the Planning Commission and then the state commission. And these are, so that's the historical memo to Ray Mueller on the right and the CDRC input that we collected in 2022 on the left. I've pretty much covered all of this. So the input in general for 2022 as summarized. You guys wanted to allow for more styles other than coastal craftsmen to just kind of make the language, more, allowable for, modern styles.
Diverse.
person, yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They wanted that particular CDRC wanted to make it clear that these are not protected. The daylight plane and facade articulation are both required,
So hold on, that's a change, correct?
yes.
Why are we going from either or to both? Just
Cause
curious.
that was the CDRC feedback collected in 2022, in response to that.
I must have missed that meeting.
Yeah, you need some. Remove the limit to, for flat roofs, I think it was like a 33% limit or something like that. And then clarify definition of reflective surfaces, so those things are definitely addressed here. And then now we're on to reviewing the DR standards table, we'll do a quick. Do you wanna, just do a quick run through of the. Standards table and the changes that were made. Yeah. Yeah, we can blow it up. Oh, maybe start from the top first.
Here.
Top of the page, yeah. So in terms of use and privacy, those were extremely difficult to make objective. Cause what can you do? Like cover like 10% of someone's view? Well, how do you define the 100% of someone's view? Especially if you're not standing in their kitchen. So, we ended up taking privacy and view protection standards and making them recommendations. So these 4 things are general design recommendations, and per, I think Rebecca's feedback, we want to just put them in a wholly separate section than design standards, so just make them clear that the recommendations are requirements. To consider neighbor view blockage, consider neighbor privacy, including from outdoor areas. Consider architectural style of the main entry in terms of wayfinding, that was in the standards, but. It's very difficult to define, and that maybe even not even like that kind of pull the standard.
I have a question for you. Can
Yeah.
I can pipe in? So if we're changing protective views to a recommendation. Someone wants to appeal a project. Are we allowing them to appeal based on them not meeting a recommendation, and does that have to be a standard that they have the issue with?
There will remain no requirements for appeal. You can appeal
For any
on
reason.
any reason.
Okay,
So that will be their reason, and honestly, that will be the neighbor's leverage to get an applicant to consider their.
Right, but I mean, Mike, just conceptually, if. How can we make a recommendation grounds for an appeal? I don't see how that would work.
There could be any grounds.
It
You can
takes it
appeal on
away.
anything. You can appeal because you don't like your neighbor.
I
Like-
know you can, but you also have to fill out the form and say why.
You
you're
also have
appealing.
to fill it, yeah,
So
you do, and you'll likely lose the appeal if that's the only reason why you're appealing,
I just, to me, that process.
but no one likes to be appealed.
It's been weaponized on the coast in the past by certain groups of people, and I would like to see, if somebody has a legitimate reason and there's a grounds for appeal, but to use it kind of as a delay tactic. I would love to see a way for that to not be utilized in that manner, to me.
I gotta back up, this is only for privacy in their own home, right?
Well, it could be like an outdoor deck,
Or yeah, okay, but it's not like ocean view or something like that. I mean, we've always said.
privacy and views are separate, yeah.
Yeah.
A good
I'm trying to
example.
clarify that.
You know, can I use a regular example? We looked at a house over here in El Granada or somewhere a while ago. And the guy was building a big garage with a bunch of glass, so he had a lot of light in his garage. And a 5-foot setback, and it was high up in the house next to him. And the house next to him was the bedrooms and the bathrooms. So they objected because they didn't want this guy being able to stand in his garage and look in their bedroom and bathroom. And to me, that's a legitimate complaint, and that's a concern that this board should be able to weigh in. So I don't understand, a lot of the different language here that gets a little too complicated, but to me, that's pretty simple and straightforward. So there you go.
Windows shouldn't look straight into each other, and people usually are more respectful than that, but.
That's
Person to build, I mean, straight.
Well, we fixed it by having the guy put
10 feet
opaque,
apart.
put opaque windows in. That was a
Exactly.
recommendation that we made for him to have his home approved. And he realized the neighbor's concern, and we fixed that. And so I think that's important, that we retain that ability to fix these issues.
Yeah, well, I think the way that we've approached privacy is similar to like ADUs, just using setbacks, using the placement of windows. So if you read the ADU or regs, you can't have any windows over 10 feet in height. And it's in here, we can go through it. So that's very objective, that's easy to implement, that like, you're kind of like going for clear story windows at that point. Where they're not, they may be facing another window, but no one can look through it to somebody else's house. So, that's the way that we're approaching privacy.
I mean, to
View
me,
is something.
to me. In all facets of public life. If you are able to be viewed from another property or in public or whatever, you have to create that privacy. Like I can look right over, I can see right in that, I can see right in the front room there, I can see in all these from
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
right? If they don't want us looking in at them, then you can put up a blind or something.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Plant a tree.
when you're trying to me, it becomes problematic when you're trying to engineer somebody's. Whether it's a build or anything, to accommodate your existing situation,
Yeah,
to create privacy, you're asking someone else to create privacy for you. And that's a difficult standard to meet.
yeah,
I just think that's a slippery slope.
Agree with that.
Well, make it a recommendation, yeah, that's right, I mean, you can feel like that, it doesn't, it's right, but I mean, if you move in. I'm doing a rebound right now, and windows are looking right at each other, it's like, wow.
No, I wouldn't do it. I mean, Mark, I always try to take that into account, but I think it's hard to, it's hard to put it down and make it object,
I know.
it's a really muddy area. It's hard
People
to,
used to have conscious about stuff like that, but they typically just don't anymore, I think, I don't know, I mean, I know you do.
That's kind of my point. I mean, a lot of people have that consideration. They don't even have to have this guidance. You know, they understand that that they don't want to have water pushing down on the neighbor or looking into somebody's bedroom from 10 feet away. Okay, they understand that, but the folks that don't, we need something to tell them, hey, listen, this is something you should consider before you build your home. This is something you should ask your architect to consider before he designs your home. It's not that hard.
It is still in the recommendation,
but it's not.
But it's not,
Farm.
it's not in here, yeah. Cause what are we gonna say? Like,
Yeah, I think it was making it hard for staff too, because it's like, if there's a home next door that we don't have the plans to.
yeah,
And that, like now
We're
we're
gonna survey the
digging
neighbors'
for their
homes.
plans to figure
Yeah.
out like where the windows are and whether they face each other directly or indirectly, or how much of surface
Sure,
area
yeah.
like is.
well, let me respond to that, all right? When I get a building or a home to review, I print it out. I print it out on my printer, the whole thing. And I go to that site and I look at it. And I look at how it's gonna affect the neighbors. Okay, it's not, that's part of what I consider our job on this panel. And our obligation to our community. Doesn't mean that we're gonna, for example, I'll give you another example. Okay, another side of this, we looked at a house in the back of Montero's on a couple acres. That guy could have built anything and nobody would have seen it, nobody would have cared. And so when they brought their plans in here, and they were real proud of the plans and they had it built and they had it figured out just exactly how they wanted. It went right through in my town because they weren't bothering anybody, they weren't hurting the environment, and they were building something they wanted. So I'm sympathetic to the design builder or the architect or whoever. But there should be a guidance of some kind of rules that lays it out for someone. So the other part of this is taking this guidance and putting it into burying it. I think it should still come in this form. So if there's a design,
Still, we can still print it out hard copy, it will be in a table though,
no, that's fine.
yeah.
But if a person, if there's a lot of owner builders out there that want a house.
Yeah.
And they need to have some kind of simple guidance. They don't need to have to go through 600 pages. I'm not talking about this just for the neighborhood. This is for everybody
Yeah.
to take advantage.
No, I agree.
That's,
So
we're
that's-
talking about the ADU, but we've done a couple of ADUs, and it's not hard to follow those restrictions,
No,
and they're kind of like.
and they're very objective.
in that same vein, like. My upstairs master bathroom had a window that had a great view and was nice.
Yeah.
My neighbors built a second story deck off the back of their house up the kitchen.
Yeah.
And my option was to either fight them and say you can't build your deck, because now you're gonna be able to look into I had this view. Or to.
Are you gonna see me without?
To put it, yeah, nobody wants to see that, or put in an opaque, just put in an opaque window. I created my own privacy,
Right.
but I didn't go to them and say, you can't utilize your property, you can't build a deck, because it's gonna affect my view, that's.
Right, but who is the instigator here? Who started this process, okay? I've been paying, this is example, I've been paying taxes on this property for 40 years, maybe $250,000, $500,000, whatever. So I can have this view or whatever, I can have my privacy, whatever. I'm not the one building the house, right? So if someone's building a house and there's a view problem, planning, this group should take that into consideration, say, hey, man, you need to put in an opaque window. Right now, if you can't put in an opaque window, maybe if you design the deck a little bit, maybe make some alteration. That's what this is about.
Okay,
That's what I see it's about.
okay, playing devil's advocate, ADUs don't have to come before the CDRC, okay? So if somebody wanted to build an ADU next to your house with a 4-foot setback with a window, you know, meeting its requirements, but affecting your privacy, you couldn't do anything about it. So it's kind of like, yeah, we wanna put this through a little more of a ringer than the ADUs, but if you can pretty much build an ADU and have zero.
Well, it's not an argument to, you know. There's no reason for us to have a free for all out here where there's no kind of protection for the environment.
Respectfully, though. I've been here 60 years,
Sure.
do we start a seniority system and base it on our ability to use our property? I mean, I'm saying that. Someone comes in with a plan, and it's meeting all the standards. They should have the same opportunity to use their property as someone that's been here 100 years.
I don't
Or 5
disagree
years
with
or 1
that.
year. So that's all I'm saying is, I just think it's a slippery slope to start legislating privacy matters. It's difficult.
Yeah, but we're stuck in a swing right here. We should
Yeah,
find out how to word it, so it's an objective, like,
Yeah,
Well,
you know, if it's,
I mean, I
Some
agree
sort
with
of
you
privacy
conceptually,
issue
but
that
legally,
makes it-
it's hard to.
well, the clear story thing, it's a
well,
clear
yeah,
story,
it's
it's a
here,
big.
so maybe we should, do you
We
mind
got
if we
2
just
years.
launch into this?
You know, I don't
There
think you
is-
speed it up all in one day.
Right.
It's not as if privacy is not addressed, privacy is addressed, and it's in the standards, it's just gonna come a little bit later, okay? And it's, but not addressed in the general sense that it used to be addressed. Then moving on if we can, I have
Yeah,
like a lot of
yes.
attention.
Yes,
Okay, so another recommendation is not to face the garage, to face the garage away from the street, at least I'm just. So that was the last recommendation.
Yeah.
I think most, you know,
Right.
That's
I
gonna
don't think the CDRC really enforces this one. A lot of people have to face the garage to the street. So, putting that there as a recommendation really, cause only split corner lots or really large lots anyway can really do that. Okay. So the following standards in the table are required and they're arranged, in categories. This one's building and siting. And it's in a table format with the areas applicable for that standard to the right. So if it's applicable to ADUs, it's checked. If it's applicable to Bayside, which is Emerald Lake Hills, Oak Knoll, Palomar Park, Devonshire, it's the second column. The third column is mid-coast, and the fourth is, all other areas in the coastal zone, which are residential outside of the mid-coast and non-residential uses within the mid-coast. That, yeah, so. That usually don't go to the CPRS. That's about. If it's blue, if it's highlighted in blue, it's brand new. It's a new condition that's being, a new standard that's being applied to that area. If it's not in blue, it's already a standard and perhaps amended a bit to be more objective. So I'm gonna fly through these ones that we covered last time. Low leaf design, the the feedback that we got was that 15 feet was appropriate for the transition area. But that they wanted to make sure this only applied to lots that were large enough so that, you know, taking away 15 feet of, and requiring a lower eve on smaller lots could be pretty card. So, doesn't apply to narrow lots, that was our feedback, so the next one.
Standard for a narrow lot. Narrow lot, what's the, what,
Yeah, we were gonna set a width requirement, like lots wider than
Cool.
100 maybe,
right,
what do you think? Or 75?
it's probably 75 would be more reasonable.
75? Okay.
If you have to set one.
Yeah, okay, let's try 75. Structures, the next one is structures are set back from the edge of bluffs and cliffs, I think. We struck out as viewed from. We struck out scenic areas below, just as viewed from below,
There's
and
a 50-foot setback on bluffs anyway.
exactly, yeah. Well, it actually varies. No, it's 50, it's a 50-year,
50 years.
yeah, it's 50-year,
Oh, about a foot a year. Erosion.
Not gonna matter to us when.
I
oh,
don't think so.
yeah.
My favorite spot is fine.
And then I think Rebecca and Katie wanted to add another column that referenced the guiding principle session that pertained to the standard. So just in the blue book, it was all kind of enmeshed, and so there'll be references back to that section. Okay. Number 3, they changed the lot. In terms of placement on a ridge line, they shall be placed on or above. Wait, development shall only be placed on or above ridge line if there's no other building site. Okay, so it does allow for if there's no other building site, and then they struck out in. Ensure construction maintains and blends with existing vegetative masses and landforms and does not extend above the forest or tree
This
canopy.
is like for PAD and large areas.
So what if you're on a ridge, Camille, and there's no forest or tree canopy?
What do you got?
That's what we
On a 50 by.
Yeah, so they struck it. They struck from comma ensure on. Yeah.
John.
Yeah,
And then
we talked about like a. About.
50 max above the zone.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, pizza.
You know, I'm looking at 3 by 5.
Yeah, I'm okay, yeah.
The streams and creeks was pretty much reads exactly how the standard was before, except that we added, shall not be altered. Some examples redirected or channeled, in the, like underground and all that. And then we added culverts and bridges over streams may be allowed if necessary to provide access, and they're cool with it. Next one, compatibility with surrounding buildings, that didn't apply to the coast anyway.
Could you go back to that one about drainage, please?
Oh, sorry, it applies to ADUs.
That one right there.
Oh, the streams and creeks.
Streams and creeks, that's one of the things that, this document tries to fix. We had one here in Moss Beach a while ago where the guy built a system to divert the water around his house and put it down further. And, and above it, there's a whole bunch of houses,
Yeah,
and all that water had been directed through that lot.
okay,
And when I looked at that review, that's something that I'm familiar with in a big way.
Yeah.
I saw that 1-foot channel and that little system there on the top of the lot to divert this water. Well, they're trying to divert the whole hillside. And then they're putting it down somewhere where it doesn't drain. Right, so from an infrastructure point of view, I wanna know how this would affect that, because in a year ago, or 6 months ago, when we reviewed that, we allowed that. We allowed that drainage system with the channel. And I didn't think it was anywhere near adequate for the situation.
Well, I think could be argued that was not a drainage system.
Well, there's two things, engineering's gotta take care of that, anyway, for one.
Right.
It was not a natural drain. It was diverted street water.
Right, but all that water would have come down onto that hill no matter what.
it's just surface flow, right? It was just sheeting off of it, or was it like?
It left they brought us photos of that.
Yeah, it was
And,
like.
it's a foot of water on the street from all the water that flows through that lot.
Okay,
So,
Yeah.
the cars were diverted around the flooding. All right, granted, it doesn't happen that often, but, you know, this isn't really the spot to fix that.
This doesn't apply to sheet flow. This only applies to streams, creeks, and natural drainage systems, you know, kind of like, you know. Where there's a actual place for the
Right.
water to go versus just sheeting.
That one in particular seemed to me like a poor planning and infrastructure.
It shouldn't have been submitted to us for approval,
Right,
and we shouldn't have.
and we did,
shouldn't
and we
have
were-
done
Are you
that.
talking about Lion Moss Beach?
yeah, we were clear to say we didn't. Like,
Right, I don't remember the exact details of what we said, but the place got approved conditionally.
condition for
I
design,
mean, respectfully, are we even? I have to agree with Mark. But I think this applies to us in a matter of design. We're beholden to engineers and other people. We're not supposed to even look at the flow, really. That's why.
Right, that's my point.
Yeah,
That's my point. There was a real problem there,
right.
and it got approved conditionally. And it
Right.
should have been looked at a lot harder. I mean, that's one of the
There's
big
been some verbiage
problems.
in there about that, but also if it's natural flow.
It wasn't
here-
natural. That wasn't natural.
Right.
I
TPW,
know.
if you're talking about the one across from Fitzgerald Road.
Well, the
Yeah.
whole hillside comes
It
down on,
wasn't any hillside, it was like a completely flat area. It's
No,
west of the highway.
it's the one in Moss Beach up there behind the distillery on the hill.
Uh,
And there's the street that they blocked off.
Mhm.
That street was underwater because there was so much flow coming down that hillside. It all came through that lot. And
They didn't
you know,
build it, they're not gonna now. You can't
Okay.
build anything out there.
So James, how would you change this?
I know, I get you.
we should have, not approved it conditionally. What we should have done is sent it back for engineering,
Okay,
further engineering study.
okay,
You know,
Or it should-
but because it was put in as part of the design to fix the drainage problem, but it's the design to fix the drainage problem for the whole hillside.
okay. Is there something wrong with this standard is my question?
That's my point is, yeah, there's this problem for the standard is that,
Well,
we
you
shouldn't
can,
be reviewing that. We should be that should be sent to,
again, I think we're having.
maybe we're saying it differently. I don't know.
Conceptually, like, I agree with you, there's an issue, but the CDRC is not. If you give someone their project back and say, I know you passed engineering, but your community reps on CDRC have determined your engineering is insufficient, I think that's gonna be a hard sell for anybody.
Yeah,
I
I
think
don't
that's
think,
outside of that's outside of our responsibility. I don't
That's
think
what
we
we
have the
said.
power.
well, it's in the book.
Yeah, but it's from a design standpoint. Hey, you can't do that, you have to build a bridge, or from a
Wait a second,
design
you're
standpoint.
talking
But
about,
it's the
you're
same
talking about
thing as-
manufactured drainage, and this refers to natural drainage.
Yes,
That's not natural
Yes.
drainage,
Right,
it's this,
right?
yes.
Wasn't.
We're talking about
It
preserving,
was
it's almost like
natural-
preserve natural
Oh,
topography.
natural-
right,
I mean, it's
but
the same
he's
thing.
talking about an engineering review
Yeah,
and
yeah.
drainage.
This
We are
isn't,
an engineering board.
this is more about not engineering something that's already natural and letting it be. This is what this is.
Anyway, there's no way you could have let that be. You had a big swale right through the middle of the
Okay,
property.
there are exceptions
Right,
You
too.
know,
There's
that's,
exceptions.
that's my point. You know, we have to say, okay, whoever reviewed this, maybe you better take another look. Based on
That's what we
based
did.
on the.
I thought I remember some words.
Based on the community feedback, and their
Okay.
feedback was brutal. I mean, there was no way we could have said, okay, yeah, this is
Right.
fine. Don't
Right.
go.
Well,
Okay, off.
Oh, my
Well, you're not
question.
chasing.
okay, let's keep it moving though. neither
Yeah,
of us.
sure.
But if we could if we could be kind of very specific about how the standard has to change, so that.
That's all, I'm just trying to.
Okay, I just wanna know
I'm
how,
asking the question, so
Okay.
that, these guys are more.
But this isn't the last time we'll have a chance to talk about it.
Well, we're gonna be talking about this for a while.
okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Alright.
Okay. Alright,
You got another
compatibility.
10-12 pizzas worth of this.
Oh, God.
I'm hoping like Moshe to like maybe be. Okay, we gotta fly through this. We're
That's
like,
fine. I
this
got-
is only just stuff from last time. We haven't even made any ground yet.
Is that my fault?
Okay, ADUs, exterior design of the ADU shall be made compatible with the existing or proposed single-family residence on the same property through just one common use of one element, either the building form, the roof form, the materials, or the color. So you just choose one, you make it like the house, and we done.
Is that legal?
What do you mean? It is,
The
it's
ADU
subjective,
standard.
it's subjective,
It's objective.
it's subjective, it just can't be like a wholly different looking thing. If we're not using the word style, you know, that's kind of not objective. So anyway, the Bayside decided that this wasn't important, but
I guess, I mean, in design ways, people do want to make it separate, sort of, because you can sell the freaking thing now.
yeah, you can sell.
On your property, you can sell.
I would have to squat that. I don't like that one personally.
So you can be, so what's the whole point of the standard saying you could, your structure has to fit in with the neighborhood? If you don't even have to fit in with the same building on the same property.
So let's look at this. Say someone's got an old, what we call a coastal box with T111 siding.
Yeah,
They wanna remodel it.
Yeah.
They envision a style for the house. They wanna build the ADU, move into that while they remodel the main residence, but they have to put T111
no,
siding.
it's not T111,
No, it's one
just
of,
siding.
just one.
No, but I'm just saying.
Wait a minute,
I just
it's one
don't.
of five.
It's material, roof form,
It's-
color.
One of.
Material, okay, good point. It's not T111, it's just the siding. It's like, how do you, just what, texture? Like, I don't mean the exact same material, I mean the look of the material.
Right. I'm just saying, you know, people.
That's a good point.
She'll incorporate.
Okay, I would say appearance of the material, what's?
Technology.
Or exterior cladding? Cladding,
Building and or roof form materials or color.
I'll call it cladding,
I don't know.
Well, materials.
because I don't really mean materials, I just mean like the same look,
I
like
thought it
it's not
Well,
gonna.
okay,
It should be one of.
you know.
It is
you know,
one of.
it's
See, I think that
You can do anything.
I hate to be the pain in the rear here, but
You could do, like, if it's yellow,
Yeah,
then
but-
yellow,
but-
if it's.
define compatible.
What, can I put it on this?
Yes.
one sec?
Equal. to-
Okay, so maybe what you wanna do with that language is if it's part of an overall. Remodel, and you build, you can do both. The ADU will be compatible with the future design of the overall remodel.
Right.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
if there's one, if there is
Right,
one,
something, I mean. I
if
think
there is one.
Right.
You know,
It
it could
says
be a guy just built an
existing
ADU,
or
right?
proposed single family residence, it says existing or proposed, so it
There
could
you go,
be,
that would be.
you can make it,
For
you know,
the
you
future,
can change up the house to match the ADU.
Right.
or Matt, yeah, exactly, good.
Okay, I'm gonna use cladding instead of material, ready for that? Okay.
Sure.
It's not that.
Alright, moving on.
Materials is fine.
Okay,
I just think it's.
I mean, I don't wanna, you know,
But
to,
isn't it subjective when somebody says, that doesn't look like this?
That was my point.
I know.
My,
That doesn't look like that's roof. Well,
no,
it is.
it just says common use.
I
It just
say
says
it's com-
common use of one of the following.
Just making up.
So maybe we should strike shall be made compatible, that part.
I think so.
We should just say similar to or something.
And subjective rule.
She'll have something in common.
Shall use, okay, just how much shall use the blah, blah, blah of the proposed or existing single family residence? Shall
Yeah,
use.
that's exactly my point is,
Mhm.
then you become. Well, who defines compatibility?
Well, I mean, if I had a coastal home and I wanted to do a little modern thing back there that had the same subjective.
Feel.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's,
Sure.
it's just,
Oh,
Okay,
last meeting, we decided to scrap that one.
really? Did you?
Yeah, and,
Oh, okay, cause I Xed out, but I thought it was for the baseline that Xed out.
and we decided that number 2 covered all of it.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Okay, not.
And then we were gonna scratch neighborhood in number 2. and
Yeah, we scratched neighborhood to adjacent homes.
Adjacent home.
I forgot. Thank you, I'm so, thank you. Okay, forget it, so we scratched it for everybody,
well, that was fun anyway.
sorry about that, guys.
My instincts were good on that.
Yeah, yours is good. So this, number 2, we just scratched neighborhood for adjacent homes, so design new buildings shall incorporate building and or reforms color materials of the adjacent homes. And that applies to ADUs as well, so we put a little X in the ADU thing.
Mhm.
Should we use cladding instead of materials?
I don't think it matters, because cladding, then what's cladding?
No, I wouldn't use
I
it.
just
I
use
would,
materials.
cladding's too
Yeah.
specific.
Okay.
Good word, though.
Number 3, addition to an existing structure shall be made compatible with the existing structure, the use of. So this is the addition now, it has to match the rest of this. So we should scratch to be made compatible, right? The addition shall use,
I just don't think so.
shall use,
I mean, in many buildings that we approve, we have different, we ask for different materials on different sides of the houses these days. So how are you gonna, and that's kind of hard to button that down anyway. But,
Just pick a side,
yeah, it's,
This is like to cover the community's ass.
right, they want
If the
everything.
project doesn't come to us,
Mhm,
right?
yes.
okay,
So this is like projects that are skipping
okay,
us.
so that's a good, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. C, building shapes and bulk. Okay, so number one, the CRC added for lots sloped 15% or more, this will apply. So the portion of the house above the existing grade, design buildings that step up or down the hillside. So that would be applicable in mid coast and outside coast. Prohibit, so two, prohibit buildings with an extension built out over slope supported on stilts higher than. The CDRC, so the CDRC wanted 6 feet, but the BDRC wanted 10.
Who said 60? 60?
No, just six.
You all changed it to 6, from 10 to 6. So anything higher than 6 would be too high. When the BDRC thought 10 was actually fine.
I
Is
mean,
there,
if it's 10 or less, if it's more than 6, it has to be a 16-inch round pier or square. Can't be little sticks.
okay, but look, yeah, it can't be.
I mean, there are people, like all of, but everybody closed those in, but all along Sunshine,
That's
you
why
know,
we did
the
six,
other door.
so you couldn't close it in.
I mean, that's all an engineering thing too, Mark, right? I mean,
Yeah,
we're,
no, I know, but yeah,
So someone would have to seek an exception if they wanted to do
I
something.
mean, if that's what we're all about, suggesting people do both down there instead
Is
of.
that really worth it?
I mean, you could still do a pier foundation, but you'd have to permit the enclosure, right? You couldn't have,
I don't know that we need to think about like future conversions.
That's other people's problem.
yeah.
Just like for what it is.
For the record, I agree with that. I didn't really like the 6 foot, but since none of those people are here today.
It's back to 10.
That's it.
Okay, it's back to 10. I mean, more is better than.
I agree. I like stilts, but they're a fire hazard.
well, everything on the coast is gonna have to be, WUI compliant.
Yeah, that's
that
the
way.
point.
I know, isn't that nice?
Yeah, they're.
People are complaining about the rain yesterday.
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
I loved it, and
Yeah, yeah.
what a great smell.
Yeah, go sit down with John Riddell and have him show you the new maps.
Yeah,
No, I don't need to.
Okay.
He's still
B,
alive.
Building articulation. So this is where it's like both instead of either or. So it's, they change it to wall and facade articulation. Require, require wall and facade articulation for walls over 10. No, I think that we
But
did,
that doesn't take.
so CDRC changed it from 20 to 10. The CDRC for ADUs, and then for houses, they changed it from 40 to 20, but the BDRC wanted to keep it at 20 and 40. They thought that requiring something every 10 feet was too much.
It is too much.
What do you think? The 45 at 20?
Yeah, I mean. You know,
Facade articulation is
Yeah,
that,
20 years.
And you're having both now.
facade articulation is diagram is like a 2-inch jog or like a window. So
right, but you're still, I mean, yeah, I get it.
10 feet is pretty like.
let me ask a question on that one. Remember not too long ago, we did that, house over in Moss Beach, I don't remember the street, Vermont, or one of those big streets. But, it was a home that the architect did a real good job of trying to make it fit in and be good with everybody. In fact, nobody complained. And then it was a remodel that was modest, but, we talked about articulating it, it was an old box house. Instead of articulating it with making the wall change, which structurally would have been really expensive.
Right.
We have put up some kind of a arbor and with lines or something to take the place of the articulation,
So
so
that would qualify as facade articulation.
would that still qualify for this language?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me make sure it's in there, cause I
Yeah,
find it in the glossary.
Yeah,
but let me make sure.
you know, if
So
someone's doing a remodel like that, we ought to try to help them if they're, you know, money is always an option.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
And what is?
In situations like that, it's incredibly expensive and difficult to articulate something existing. It's the, well, and it's different, you're building new, it's still expensive, but at
Yeah,
least you're going forward with it.
no, exactly, that's backward.
Yeah, because this applies to ADUs too, and they brought up that a garage, the BDRC brought the garage is 20 feet in length, and you'd have to like articulate the.
With a window.
Yeah, how would you articulate a garage?
On every side, I mean.
Yeah.
Well,
You know, sometimes black.
So, but if you leave it at 20, then you wouldn't have to do a garage. Unless it was a really large garage. So that was really good feedback, I thought.
Yeah,
I
I mean, definitely, I think 40 feet should go to 20.
yeah, that's awful.
40 should go to 20, but 20, not 10, but 20 for ADUs.
That could just be 20 for both.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, when you're talking about a new home, you know, it adds cost, but if you're building a 5,000 square foot house, you know. That'd be something to make it look a little smaller.
Yeah, but a 5,000 square foot house will still always come to us. So. Like this is
Did
for
you
the.
change
smaller
anything on daylight
projects.
saving?
Huh?
Did we go past daylight lane? I fall asleep or something?
No.
Oh, daylight plane, sorry,
Maybe skip
we
that.
skipped it. It's just the same, it's
I
the
just- I
same,
think it's the
it's the
same.
same
I was
as
looking-
the same.
Okay.
I mean, that was an objective standard. Daylight plane,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
so it's kind of
Always
like
been that.
status quo. But,
That's fine.
so so wall articulation is every 20 feet with a minimum depth of 4 inches. And facade articulation is ornamentation every 20 feet. Cause it said 10, but now I changed it to 20. Based on our discussion.
Was it?
But I will add arbor. But those things aren't called arbors, are they called like lattices? What are they called? Are they called arbors? I guess. they're called-
No, excuse me.
An arbor, what's that thing that like hangs out?
Well, that's.
Is that a trellis
trellis.
over the garage or whatever? over-
Trellis.
Trellis,
Yeah.
trellis arbor, trellis.
I'll
trellis.
call it an arbor. That's a,
It's vertical.
that's like a linnaeus.
Arbor's self-supported, generally speaking, right?
Right.
Or trellis is supported off the building.
Trellis feature. Okay. All right, good.
It's kind of.
Prebiotic robots. Simple.
So,
The CDRC added that lesser articulation may be utilized in a modern architectural design.
That's good.
Oh, really?
Where does it say that?
Well, no, they just added it. Okay, D2. Prohibit designs where an upper story wall cantilever, overhangs or cantilevers out by more than 5 feet. The Bayside, BDRC just struck this. They didn't think this was, because modern does overhang and cantilever like on purpose. And why are we so against it?
I
Like,
agree, I don't.
Because of the way they built it down, all states of rain and down.
yeah,
Yeah, but I mean.
But they
why-
don't, nobody's doing, but modern design makes it, yeah.
yeah. So we strike it.
I would say,
they can obscure
So
views,
do you
make
know
the house big. Look
yeah, they are, and I mean,
Moshe, what do you
Yeah,
think? Shall we strike it or keep it?
I mean, to me,
Who wants to straight?
if it's ugly and it comes through, we have the ability to comment on it. But what if we love it and it doesn't meet the standard,
Yeah.
right? Oh, it looks great, oh, it's over 5 feet, sorry, we gotta change it. We still have the ability to comment. Yeah,
It would just protect against like an ADU that's cantilevering.
20 feet out and looks like another house.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is close it in.
It doesn't
I
hurt.
guess
It doesn't
I'm in
hurt to
favor
keep
of
it up.
keeping it because it's catching those projects that we don't have the chance to review.
Because they just increase the
So
cantilever,
here's-
they just increase cantilever.
I mean,
to
they're
3,
expensive,
not-
it's like.
Not 2 to 1, it's 3.
right, right.
So, I mean, they're most likely gonna be done well.
So here's my thing that I've had issue with
Is
these
they're not
standards for
expensive.
years, is I couldn't take the standards and give them to an architect and have a set of plans drawn that I knew would comply. Because there's
No.
Yeah,
all these great, yeah,
yeah, you
yes,
couldn't,
You
you're
couldn't.
subjective,
there was too much,
subjectivity.
right, so like, to me, I just want them to be.
You always wanted to build it for $100,000.
Well, can I say something to that? You know, it gets back to having a standard that everybody can look at and review,
Yeah,
okay, and refer to. And I think that's something that's valuable to everybody on all sides of the fence. And it's something that this community or this board should request or insist on, same as the standards for height. Is some kind of document that's in one piece, that's a reference for everybody.
Right,
yeah,
And so, doing away with that or burying it in, we don't want to bury it too
no one's
deep.
burying it.
Yeah,
right.
that's all.
I mean, I equated it at some point in the past to assigning individual speed limits. You can drive 20, you can drive 25, Mark,
True.
you can only drive 15,
It's true.
there,
Yeah.
there needs to be a universal standard that people
Exactly.
can look at and say, okay, here's,
Consistent application.
here's the rule.
And it wouldn't even hurt if this group here kind of reviewed and trained down a little bit so that we're better prepared to.
Yeah, that's.
Right,
the
I
way.
agree, so that's all I'm looking for is consistency and ability to.
You know, you're supposed to be able to drive 10 miles an hour faster, so does that attribute to this?
Well, that's the argument.
There's the prima facie argument.
That's the architect's job to see if he can go 75 and 55. Hey,
So, wait, can we go back to the standard? What kind of changes would you make to the standard? I mean. Are we throwing it out? Are we keeping it? Is it that
What's the old
important?
standard say?
Is it that important?
What's the old standard on overhang say?
Just says this.
Is this it?
I like
The old
that
standard? I don't even, I never even.
The second sentence was added, larger wall overhangs and or cantilevers may be utilized in a modern architectural design. That was added, but the
I
first,
think that's the one I'd like to take out.
I mean, to me, you're hamstringing an architect's design ability.
exactly.
I.
In a way that may or may not really
Right,
be like a sore thumb. It may be.
right, if something's proposed that's horrible, we can still comment and say that looks, that
It
doesn't
used to
look.
be,
Yeah, I'm okay on taking it out too, because really, if, like we just, builders, they just increase, basically. You have to be able to go, if you're going out 5 feet, you're going back into the building 15 or.
Yeah, it used to be 2 to 1, if you wanted a 5-foot deck that wasn't supported, you had to go 10 feet in, so it's 2 to 1.
Yeah,
Now it's 3 to.
3 to 1, 15 feet back, so I guess that's pretty easy.
Unless you
Yeah,
guys.
I mean, it's not a,
I
so
don't
it's
think,
hard to do anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it's the size of the beams and the
Starts getting
support
really
structure and everything,
yeah, yeah.
So
you're building a.
because I think that stilts and cantilevers and flat roofs used to be like what people thought of as bad design in the seventies or eighties, but now they're like actually. Embraced as part of the
Yeah,
modern.
I'm just thinking about the projects that this is going to. Affect, which is
modern.
ADU size projects that are coming through without design. review.
Yes,
Approval, and though you're maxed out at a certain square footage. Why do you need a 10-foot cantilever on the ADU? In the backyard, like, I think at that scale, it's always gonna kind of look silly.
But it's not only applying at 80, it's a general requirement, right?
for the mid-coast, it's.
It would be a
ADU
general
column and
requirement.
Right. But I mean, it's,
Yeah,
So what do we do?
People can always ask for,
An exception.
variance or
That's true.
exception.
yeah, because that's
So
a
just leave it.
crazy process.
No, but-
It is, it's gonna be these questions.
It's gonna get harder and harder.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just, to me, I mean,
You just sold your last house for 2.4.
which one was that?
Oh my god, please stay focused. So we're keeping it, we're keeping it.
I don't know, I don't
I
see
think-
any harm in keeping. it.
Okay, let's keep it. Entries.
Entries.
Entries, this was the biggest point of controversy. Like, there's that one drawing in there that shows like the massive entries,
Yeah,
Listen to you.
clock
Randy.
tower.
yeah.
Is that really so bad, is April's argument? Should it really be, prohibited across the board? Like, some people like grand entries, should we allow them? Bayside threw this one right out.
We don't do everything Bayside does.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of agreeing with their arguments, to be honest, I mean,
No, who cares?
I mean,
if
here's the thing
somebody
to me,
wants-
if you want consistency in
Mansion.
materials, consistency in your entries, all this consistency. There's places you can have that.
Do you have that picture? You have that picture?
All is there.
Where's that, James? Can we look at the book?
Sure.
Thank you. It's that one.
Show,
You know-
what's that big?
It's got, well, it's, you know, I could be very big,
All right,
by
well,
saying what I've been.
I wanna,
Oh, it's this one here, page 16. It's that one. Do this, not this. Is that look
There was
so
an
bad?
uglier one you guys were talking about.
April thinks it's not so
You
bad.
know what I'm thinking about? My big fat Greek wedding.
yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
that's, where, that's,
yeah, you know, I don't see a reason for. I don't see a reason for a grand entry, but there should be some kind of,
But how would you-
people coming to a home and be able to see where the front door.
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's like a wait.
I really didn't think
Okay.
so.
I give you an example. Remember that place on, can I use a specific example of home?
Mhm.
This is the picture you're talking
The
about.
house on Second Street,
That's the same one?
okay, in Mont
Okay.
or in Montero. All right, that house, the guy wanted a 4-car garage down on Second Street. And then on that little street that comes into it at an angle like this, okay, he wanted to put his entrance. Well, there's no place to stop on that street. It's like, it's about as wide as this room.
Yeah,
And it's got a huge drop.
yeah,
And there's no way to enter there.
yeah.
Okay, so basically what he was doing is he's hiding his entry.
Yeah,
And all he had for an entry was his garage door. Okay,
yeah.
well, that's fine. See, but if you have a guest come to your
Hold
home,
back,
you
Atari.
gotta be able to get out of their car and,
Oh,
you know, be able to go to the front door. And so this is why, you know, there should be some kind of language in there.
He did, we.
Okay,
talked-
wayfinding
We
is
did a,
already
we did a
approved
walk,
as a
we did a walk
recommendation.
there.
I remember what we did.
Yeah,
Okay,
And
let's
so
not
then
talk-
is that something that we're still gonna be able to do?
that's wayfinding is a recommendation.
All right.
But as far as the grand entry, do we care if the entry is out of scale with the house? Doesn't matter.
you know, I
No.
keep, what I keep.
No, right?
I'm trying to not to get neighbors loaded with.
Ammunition.
Ammunition too.
That's the other
We gotta be-
Strike it, if it's not 100%, yes, everybody thinks it's very important, it's.
Well, what does out of scale mean? My out of scale, you're out of
Then
scale,
you're-
Mark's out of scale, we're all gonna be different.
Yeah, we
That's
were
the
gonna
thing.
say more than half the height of the first floor.
See, I don't think
Let's
we
get
should,
rid of it.
Let's get rid of it, let's get rid of it, we're
because
getting,
we still have the ability,
baseline's already gotten rid of it.
when it comes in, we
There's no
still have the ability to comment. on
Yeah.
it. Hey, the entry looks out of scale, we can still say that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but why legislate it?
yeah,
Right.
okay,
That's true.
done, now we're actually making progress, cause F1 we've never reviewed, alright. Windows, doors and decks.
We're still following Bayview, why don't we just sign up to everything?
For- Additions, use the same size. I think we should strike this one. For additions, use the same size or proportional size and shape
Where are
of the
we?
existing windows and doors. That's one.
Like, why?
I mean, like, what if it was like slightly out of disproportionate? What if it was vertical instead of horizontal? Like, why do we
But
care?
we can still comment on it. Hey, the windows don't look good,
No,
right?
but what if, but to Moshe's point, like,
Okay.
there's gonna be a lot of.
Use the word consistent. so-
Well, well,
The base had struck this one. Is that important?
how about compliment?
No, that's very
That's
objective, I mean, subjective.
That's too subjective.
Right?
That's what I'm saying, it's,
Consistent.
as a project comes in, we can still say, hey, the windows look out of scale, right? We can say that, but to memorialize it, it then becomes, wow.
But is it important?
Well,
I don't
okay,
think
It's not in scale.
hey, you know,
That's what I'm saying, if
Okay.
it looks, if you look at the elevations and go, that looks terrible, we can still say that.
yeah, but
But what about the ADUs
Right.
and tanks that you're not seeing?
it gets back to the guidance for everyone now, okay? It really does.
Yes,
All right, so the person that's designing it knows that it's gotta be something like this. And the people that are reviewing it have to also know it's gotta be something like this. So it's not an overbearing direction, it's just a clarification.
but
Yeah.
is it even important? What if they're completely different?
Well, okay, you're wanting to make it subjective again, and that's what we're trying to get.
No, I'm trying to strike it out.
Well,
You just want
for
to
me,
that's very
That's
subjective.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I'm pretty in favor of striking it too, but so for example, an addition is done on a house and it's an ADU. And they put circular windows on the entire thing. And that's technically okay. I think that could be cool, but it also could be pretty ugly.
You got an issue with hobbits?
Yeah.
Um,
And take a look across the street, like, say there was one picture window, you know that one picture window? And all the other ones were rectangular, it would keep someone from doing a picture window.
Yeah, those two windows aren't even the same.
I mean, I'm just saying those match, but like, say it was only one picture window, like you couldn't do a picture window under this,
Yeah,
so I think we should strike it.
I'm in favor.
I'm all for it.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. Awesome, next one, okay, so this is privacy, James.
Good.
I took the ADU standard and I tracked changes on it to apply it to everything. Buildings that do not meet the setback requirements shall have no windows located above or extending above 10 feet measured from finished grade, except on the side of the building facing the interior of the parcel. On the sides of the building that do not meet the normal setback requirements of the district, clear shore windows located above 10 feet on the building shall be allowed. If they have a lower sill height of no less than 6 feet from the nearest interior floor of the building. And a
From
total
10 foot.
window height no greater than 24 inches, skylights shall be allowed. So this is how they're regulating privacy within the room itself.
Mhm.
And you can call it skylight window, I mean, there's roof windows too that people can use, but that's,
Oh, like dormers?
well, no, windows that are in the side of, that are, you know, like when you have a.
Yeah, dormer window. Don't you have to punch it
Yeah,
out?
well, not even a dormer, but a roof side, yeah,
Um,
but that's, it's still kinda got it with the.
But it's still above 10 and it's still.
6 feet, yeah.
So that's how it's regulating
No,
privacy.
that sounds good. That's
Okay.
kind of what we were
Yeah,
referring to before.
Excellent, yay.
That's a nice move.
Okay,
Well
next.
done,
Wait. So someone could have a 8-foot window in the setback towards the neighboring property.
no, towards their own property.
Towards like the backyard where nobody.
Interior of the parcel, towards the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah, ADUs have been like that for a while, ever.
Maybe it's looking back at their own house.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't need it, but,
Not even to the backyard, but they, you know, the entry on ADU is supposed to always be around the side, and I don't know. Maybe that comes in.
Well, yeah, that's the problem. See, the ADUs, we don't even get to review them. And so it's kind of,
Yeah, they review.
no, but I mean, the language for the coastside.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. It's got the.
So say I have a window that's
oh, Beverly's had a raised hand in the meeting.
They're really careful here.
Who's Beverly?
She's our alum.
Hi, Beverly. Thanks for getting me back into that.
Oh. Beverly, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Tisha's.
Your face isn't moving.
Teasing you.
Is that a younger picture of you?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear us?
I can.
No, you can't hear me,
Beverly,
but Mark's.
I saw you last week, that picture looks just like you to me.
What picture? I can't see any picture.
You have a big smile on your face and your picture is as lovely as your voice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay, well, I'm glad. I thought it was just my name. But I hate to drag you back. But
Oh.
can I ask the assumption about why you wouldn't want 6 feet pillared,
Stilts.
Oh,
yeah, instead of 10, because 10 always leaves it open for them to enclose the space and add square footage without applying for permit.
I don't think we could leap, I don't think we could leap to the potential for a conversion. I think we just have to look at the stilts for what they are and whether,
Let's look
10
at
is
the
too
stills
high.
for what they are. Is 10, do you feel 10 feet is more aesthetically pleasing? And does it
I think-
an overall improvement?
I think 10 feet addresses more hardship sites that are like super steep.
Right, and as far as enclosing, Beverly, I mean, you can take a shovel and dig down 2 feet and have 8 feet at 6.
That's
If you-
true.
You know, you can't, if you're gonna try to head off anybody being creative and doing something illegal, we've got a long road in front of us.
Right, so who am I speaking with? Who mentioned that just now?
John 7.
The problem child,
Don?
yes.
Okay, so, Don, do you find?
John Stedman.
Oh, of course, John, hi. John,
Look,
do you feel, because I'm not seeing an image of the room,
Okay, that's good.
do you, do you feel, John, that with the inclines that, where stilts are employed, that 10 feet is a typical solution?
I do, I think it just applies a bit more, leniency in design, and we have some very steep, especially up towards the top of El Granada, there's a number of places here with extremely steep parcels, and that little bit of extra will just give people leeway, and what I've been saying to a lot of these things, Beverly, is if we see the design, we can still comment on those things, we just don't need to legislate them and make it a standard, you know, we can say, hey, that looks funny, we can still comment.
Well, I
But
think
why
when
do we
we
just,
say that looks off, that looks funny, I feel like for the person we're saying it to, it's frustrating for them.
Yeah, it's a bit arbitrary.
They don't really want our opinion. They want to comply with the regulations.
Right.
Yeah, which, you know, anything we crossed out, if it's now a matter of getting attention when we say that doesn't look right, that's a really frustrating exchange.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to give them upfront, notice on what
Yeah.
our standards
What
are,
you're looking for.
what we're
We
looking
do,
for.
and then we have to be more or less hands off. Unless there's something we can point to.
It's,
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, actually, and that's, I've been saying that the whole way through, is that, you know, an easier to follow road not to be a good
Yeah.
thing. But I guess Beverly, where I'm going is we're potentially creating a difficulty,
yeah,
assuming that someone's gonna do something illegal down the road.
exactly, and the thing that's illegal is also subject to permits and will also be subject to these standards. So it'll have to match, it'll have to
Right.
meet the height limits, it'll have to do all this stuff, so.
Square footage.
FAR,
All that.
so.
With the 10 feet for sure, just based on reality, the thing I'm really struggling with are these mega entries. How to word it
These
to
are all
prevent
expensive.
someone from putting lipstick on a pig. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it could be done, any one thing could be done either poorly or very well. And we can't assume it's gonna be done poorly necessarily.
Sometimes covered entrance is inviting.
Can we just put no lipstick?
Do we cover it in any other articulation? Do we cover it by saying all architectural details must be consistent with the architectural style of?
No,
Do we
because,
ever say that?
no, because we cannot regulate style. We can't say it has to be, because there's a lot of designs that aren't based on any particular style, you know this. Like, it could be a mishmash of styles, there is no style police, it's just, it's
Police.
objective standards.
Okay. Is there?
Could we,
So we actually took the word style, we ran a search and took them all out. pretty much.
could we, you know, could we put the standard back up so we can look at it? Thanks.
Okay.
Ooh,
Back to the entries.
Yeah, let's go back to the entry standard.
E1.
Actual language.
Yeah,
Do you
just
have this in front of you?
just like you wouldn't want someone to overstate their garage, which is wayfinding as well. You don't want someone to overstate their entry.
I don't know, April likes grand entries.
I understand.
And other people do, and it doesn't wreck the neighborhood
I
necessarily.
mean, the question,
It's a matter of opinion.
right, and the question to me is, someone hires a goes to San Francisco and hires, a high-end architect and they design a building. They think it looks great, they present it, and one of us says, the entry looks out of scale. Well,
Well, maybe that's the point. They'll
Who's the-
say, well, that's the point.
right, who's the arbiter of that? Who's to say, right?
And does it matter?
Right, that's the thing.
Well, how about if we change it to something that says that the entry should be recognizable or.
That's wayfinding.
That's what you're gonna do.
That's our
Okay.
new recommendation.
Yeah, we are promoting, we're just broadening our acceptance of, more
Yeah.
diversity on the coast side regarding architectural style. We are not embracing the Taj Mahal for the coast side. We are just broadening our, the diversity. So we don't want everything and anything. Something that's great in Ocean Colony is not great on the unincorporated coast side.
I don't, so you wanna take this out, Beverly, is
No,
that?
she wants to keep it in.
That's my premise. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that? Because it's kind of a point of discussion.
Get out. She wants to keep it in.
Or you wanna keep it in?
We took it out. She wants to keep it in.
I like that we're broadening the diversity of architectural styles, but I still think we want some boundaries.
So you're saying we should have something in there that says.
Don't have a grand entry.
Again, this is a subjective standard though.
No, not only that, but I think we have to, so Beverly, I think the point of these standards is we could basically pass or fail somebody if they don't meet the standard. It would be a denial if they didn't meet any of these standards. And we have to say, we have to say,
I think it needs to be very specific, and I think the word scale would take care of it. And a particular relationship, like kind of where it's headed now.
you really think entries are that, okay, so
I
any
guess,
standard on this list should be a very critical standard to the community and essentially have a detrimental impact to the community should it not be followed. So you're saying that grand entries are just,
Yeah, I think an entry that has its roof line equal with the ridge line is, yes, way over the top for the unincorporated area.
I guess I can think of a few ways where that can be done really nicely, and that's like enough for me to consider this
Yeah.
Uh,
What?
something to remove.
There's about 500 Warrior Greens here that run the roof line over from the porch off the second story.
Yeah,
Already.
like
So-
say you enter like a long barn on axis with the, gable end of the roof.
Right.
That's just. Or say you do the big entry with like a round little like water tower looking thing. I don't know, that could be cool too, and like.
Yeah.
I
could see
think-
those
think-
things at no more than half the height of the second story. I could see them all happening.
Mhm.
The barn gable.
Have we had issues with oversized entries, really?
Yeah. Yes, we have.
okay, well, I think I'm gonna, so that we can move on, cause I have a hard stop in
Can we-
5 minutes.
Can we make it a recommendation?
We'll make it a recommendation.
Can we keep it in the?
Yeah.
I mean, cause I think that diagram in the recommendation things where it shows the McMansion entrance very clearly as something that we don't wanna see is really clear.
Okay,
I don't know if you agree with
I
that.
don't know that there's gonna be figures to the recommendation.
I agree with that.
We
I
can't.
like it, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's fine as a
Okay.
recommendation.
Okay.
I don't know, I don't wanna promise anything, but I've been sketching
Okay.
over.
That sounds good.
And that's all. Thank you, Camille, for recognizing my hand. That's all I wanted to.
But it's
So-
not promise.
Our
Camille's talking, she's talking.
So page 16, where it shows the two examples, basically we'll stay with the similar recommendation. Is this example?
Yeah, the recommended, James,
How it's written here.
unfortunately, the recommended drawing is really poor.
Oh, yeah,
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 Okay.
we'll stick to those figures, yeah.
all right.
But
For the
wait,
most part.
you were
We
gonna
do
get
have, we do have two
somebody,
volunteers of illustrators, so we may be updating some of them.
right, okay,
Okay, all right. Okay, you okay, Beverly, to move on?
yes, thank you.
Okay, no problem. I think we left off on F3. Another standard borrowed from the ADUs that applies to privacy with decks. Buildings that do not meet the setback requirement shall have no rooftop decks, and no portion of any balcony or deck shall be located above 10 feet in height, exclusive of railings, measured in the same manner as whatever.
Sorry, just to go back to the number two. It sounds like you could have a 10-foot window in the setback facing the neighbor property.
If it meets setbacks.
Buildings that do not meet setbacks shall have no windows located above or extending
Yeah.
above 10 feet. So you could have a 10-foot window facing a fence, someone else's
Oh,
fence.
yeah.
I think that should be lowered to 8, especially because the finished floor is usually a foot or at least above the grade. And fences are typically like 6 or 7 feet. So 10 feet just seems like
Too high.
you're getting maybe some privacy, but you're definitely getting light from the interior. I think that's too high. But I'm curious what you guys think.
So to me, 8 or 10 is immaterial, because nobody's 8 feet tall and you're not on a second story. So basically what you have is either a tall window for light, or like a stack of windows like these, right? You got a main window and an eyebrow window above. Right, you're gonna build, okay, I've got a small space, I'm gonna build my ceiling height up and put some secondary windows, some eyebrow windows or tall. It's just creating an illusion of space in a small space. And whether it's 8 or 10, you're not looking out, you're exposing yourself to people looking in more so than you looking out,
Yeah.
right? So I don't see the
You could
issue.
kind of peek down.
Well, if it's on a
10 feet
stairwell,
should
if
be-
that's on a stairwell, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
a little bit of-
Yeah, but that's a second.
You know, I get his point, if the slope is reversed. Okay, if the home is lower and you got it, you know, and you're up higher. Okay, then the 10-foot window, depending on how close it is to the 6-foot fence.
Well, it can't be any closer to 5
Now,
feet, but.
Like, I think 10 is just really
Yeah,
tall.
cause ceiling height is sometimes 10, isn't it?
That's tall. So you can
9
be-
a lot, but 10, yes.
It can be 12 if you.
But so the lowest ceiling
That's
height
very muddy.
is 8,
Typically, I mean, you can't go 7,
yeah,
but
so 10's pretty darn high, and 10's higher
10's
than
really high.
ceiling height.
yeah, I think 8 is more reasonable,
Okay,
but
so same with on the sides of the building that do not meet setbacks, per story windows above 10. I'm sorry, above 8.
Yeah.
I think so. Does anybody oppose that?
That makes sense.
This is, both the first 10 is on the rear setback.
Cause you can do clear story windows, and I think those can be located above 10 feet,
Buildings that do not meet setback requirements.
or sorry, above 8 feet.
Where's that?
But they do not even meet they do not meet setback requirements. That means it could be within a couple of feet. What is that, 3 feet, if it's a ADU in the back there, so 8 feet is even kind of doing.
I know, is the second sentence duplicative to the first?
The first one is
The
like a
first
side
one
yard
applies to
setback.
all setbacks.
No, the first one says if it doesn't meet the the setbacks, which
Exactly, that's front, rear,
ADUs
sides,
ADUs are at 3 feet. They want to be
floor.
well, if it's a garage, it can be 3.
So, but then it says on the sides of the building that do not meet the normal setback requirements, clear story windows located above 10.
So the first one is much too tall.
So what is the second one actually saying?
That's
different?
that's where it does meet the side yards. It
The
does.
second one is talking about clear story windows.
Well,
which
on the
could be
sides,
located-
of the building.
Louise, any
That
chance you
do
could put
not
2
meet the normal
up
setback.
on the screen?
But they're saying it's above, they're saying it's above 10. So you're already saying like, oh, the other one's no windows above
Right.
10, so you have to have low windows, okay, I see. And then you can have it, okay, I see it.
Located above or extending above 10
10.
feet.
So,
It's really hard when that lines are drawn through that tree. See this thing?
that seems right.
Setback from the district.
Yeah,
Their story windows located above 10 feet.
so high windows
Shall be
bad.
allowed if they have a lower sill height of no less than 6 feet from the nearest interior floor of the building. And a total window height no greater than 24 inches.
So they're saying high windows bad unless it's a clear story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. But the limit's a little high. So I'm not sure what's to move it down to 8.
Well, if you not meet normal setback requirements of the district, their story windows located above 10 feet. Above shall be allowed
Plus it's like,
if they have a lower sill height of no less than 6 feet. So what it's saying right now is you could go up at 6 foot. You could have a 4-foot window on a clear story wall.
Yeah.
You're dropping it to. Right, a 2-foot window.
So
so how would this be applied? So if we
So-
change, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me just, so if you read it, on sides of the building that do not meet normal setback requirements of the district, clear story windows located above 10 feet on the building shall be allowed
Yeah,
if they have a lower sill height of no less than 6 feet from the nearest interior floor.
Yeah, that's just the clear story.
So it's
Right, so at 6 feet, you can have that's where you can have a taller window. So if we go to 8 feet, right?
6
No, they were
feet,
talking
no,
about
6 feet from the interior,
Yeah,
8
I-
feet from the
I'm following
exterior.
you. So,
Right.
so
No, the exterior doesn't
the
matter.
lower windows,
Right.
yeah.
That only applies to windows with a sill height of 6 feet above.
The interior.
Right, so you couldn't take a window with a 4-foot or 36-inch sill height and run it to 10 feet.
Be a 16-foot high window.
Right,
You're gonna have to break it. So.
right, so I don't really see the issue with that the way it's written, to be honest with you.
It's kind of over.
It's fine.
It's
I just think
confusing, but
Is there some way that maybe you could help us change that language so it's clear?
yeah, I mean. Camille, could I defer that to you?
Well, now that we get it, is it okay?
I mean, it makes sense.
I mean, I think of the first one.
Well, no, it's just the idea of
We should
confusing.
clarify the
I
language.
think I would
Simplify it.
bold located above or extending above.
Right,
And then I would, cause that was hanging me up. And which is the difference from the second sentence, which says locate, can be located
right.
above. May be located above. So that's what I would hold out.
Right, yeah,
The
it is,
difference
it is,
between the two sentences.
you're going around the horn to get there, it takes a while.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is if we change this to 8 and the ADU regs still say 10, I'm Xing it out of the ADUs, so we're not applying it to ADUs, we're just applying it to houses.
Right.
And if you think about it, why would a house not meet setback requirements? It's going
No,
for
that's
like a
what I'm
use
saying.
permit or an HIE anyway, or say if they were doing addition into HIE, then this would kick in, but for a whole house not to meet setback requirements is pretty
Unusual.
unusual. Yeah.
Yeah. But why, you just said you think you're gonna take it off ADU?
Yeah, cause it's not gonna match, if they're gonna go to 8, if you're gonna go to 8 feet instead of 10 feet, it's already codified in the ADU regs, it's 10.
Well, the 8 feet probably won't matter, 8 or 10, but they're gonna have a 16-foot high interior.
Anyway, does that make sense?
But the interior, you've taken off. The sides of to the interior of the property, you have the interior of the parcel, is that? What does that mean? I mean, I know what it means.
Cause it said
but what it-
before, it said facing the primary residence.
Is that
Well,
like half?
this could be the residence,
I
so you
know.
can't leave it facing the primary, so instead I'm saying the interior of the parcel, meaning away from neighbors.
Right,
Yeah. away from
faces to
neighbors.
the inside of the parcel.
Yeah, inside parcel.
So like. This is finished floor. This is allowed, this is allowed, the red one's not allowed.
Right.
Right,
And I'm kinda like. What? What? Like now I'm kinda like, I don't like this.
Wait.
It looks like,
yeah.
I don't- That's right.
this is a clear story,
Shall have no windows located above or extending above 10, so it wouldn't be that low. The one on the left?
This one?
Yeah.
That's,
It's
so
10 feet, the blue line.
I'm saying that we adjust it to 8 feet.
I know. So let's say, is 8 feet the blue line?
8 feet's right here.
There. So you. So wait, is it Moshe, is it what it's saying, like, you can't have any window above the 8 feet mark? So why
That's
is it so low?
This is a 8-foot head. Window,
Where's your 8 feet on this chart?
right here.
Oh, there, so isn't it saying you can't have this?
That's what I'm kind of like, is it even?
So you can have that, but you can't have this.
Yeah,
and
so
you
that
can have
would be
that.
not in compliance, but these two would be.
Mm.
And I'm kind of looking at this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Cause that's a clear straight window, I'm kind
So
of
you
like,
can't, oh yeah, you can't have that.
what, like,
That's a
why,
big deal.
why are we, yeah, like, let's just get rid of standard, is kind of what I'm.
No privacy. This is the thing that regulates privacy about like.
Yeah, I
window
know,
space.
but I guess if we're regulating privacy, I think we need to bring it down to like 6 feet. And then add clusters above it. And the clear story's fine, but I mean, that's like, this is like eye height, right? Okay. So, and that's like typical fence height, give or take. So,
So this more has to do with the second story or the first story?
What if there is no second story? But that's.
No, it doesn't have, it's just first story.
That's
yeah,
first.
first story,
It's
really.
like
I
really
mean, second
bad.
story, it's just kind of like.
What you're talking about.
So you don't want to have clear story, right? What are you saying?
No, I guess I'm saying, I think that we need to cut this off. If we're serious about privacy. Because right now, the standard allows us to go all the way up here.
Above the fence.
I hear what you're saying. The 6 foot and the clustery windows above it. Because
Well, again,
it goes down to which way the slope is. It really does. If that property
Yeah.
is deeply sloped to the
and
neighbor.
again,
Yeah,
If you have a
your
high,
point, your
You got high
point, if they
windows, you're gonna
don't
be
meet
looking
the
at the
setback.
if you have a high
Everybody's
neighbor,
gonna
it's
need
gonna be, yeah.
yeah.
Your privacy is gonna be impacted.
So I guess I think we either lower the max head height in that first sentence,
Okay,
or we get rid of the thing, 'cause I don't think we're,
Well, if we get rid of it, the only problem with getting rid of it is you're not giving direction to the applicant. That's the problem. Any of
The
the.
closer you get to the fence, the more it blocks the view anyway, it should be the opposite, right? If you're looking, the closer you are to the setback, the higher the fence becomes effectively for someone trying to look down
That's a good
or look
point.
out,
fine.
so we should raise it,
well,
right? Think about perspective, you got a window here,
Yeah.
you got a fence here. If you're here, your angle is what, right, the closer you bring this, the more obstructed your view becomes by the fence, the closer you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But, you know, that's true, the closer you are, but look at the.
but you're allowed to do clear
How
story.
high, where's,
But it's still worth sloping it, so. The closer you are to the fence, the more obstructive the.
well, let's put up,
Can't
I'll
worry
tell you what, let's put up some storyboards. And let's have an actual example and see how it looks.
we have 20 minutes left.
Where's your-
So to your point. Does the number go up or to go down?
Oh,
Because
The-
it's closer to the fence.
well, I'm just saying,
The number should still go down.
There's no fence.
I'm just illustrating that
Yes, there's more blockage.
it's how you interpret things and what, you know, how are you gonna?
Inside the house, you're 2 feet higher than the fence anyway, so you're already at it, but so are they next door.
Right.
Typically.
Right.
But if you're, how many houses don't meet setback?
I guess, I'm
Like
just saying,
five mostly,
I'm gonna say none,
Long way.
these days, none.
Right,
Back when you could fudge your.
but you can't do shit, you can't do the setback anymore.
I guess,
Yeah.
I just don't really, I think we
Yeah.
could get rid of
It
it.
kind of misses the point you're saying by setting it.
Yeah, it's like, this isn't, this
It
isn't
doesn't really
addressing.
do anything.
I agree, I think it's neat, I think it's a.
The clear story says privacy.
It's already codified in the ADU things, and no house is gonna be approved in the setback anyway.
It's kind of true. So get rid of it.
I like the 6 foot from the inside.
Okay, let's get rid of it then. They're keeping
I love your
it.
illustration of that, it's good.
They're keeping-
I just had to do it for myself, this is like, This doesn't make, like, it's not helping.
Okay, they're keeping it on the base side, but, okay,
I mean, yeah, it allows any kind of window, basically, so.
so does that apply for the roof deck too? Cause there's so many roof decks that are gonna be outside of the setback.
Yeah.
Keep it just yeah, just.
Nobody's getting a variance.
Yeah, okay, so it doesn't apply.
That's what, you know,
Do you think, okay, let me ask you this, since the whole ADA standards are built because, are, center around it being less than the normal setback. If things met the normal setback, is there a height of window or height of deck that would like threaten privacy?
Well, I mean,
well, 6'6" for a clear story, that close is good. I say 6'6".
I mean, people,
Above six, no, oh, it's gonna have to be,
And there shouldn't be anything above that, it doesn't matter, I think, you're not doing any good to lift the height of the window.
the sill height of 6'6".
6'6" is still,
Still height.
and then the head height shouldn't matter if they wanna go 50 feet or whatever.
And that's even if it meets setback.
now,
Cause what's egress? Cause now we're like looking at.
well, if
egress
it meets
versus-
setback, Camille, and the whole thing goes out the window, how are you gonna start?
No, but
talking
it's,
about
are
what
we
height?
talking about if it doesn't meet setback, or are you talking about if it doesn't?
Well,
meet setback?
this is all referring to doesn't mean
I
setback.
know, but we
Yeah.
decided that that's.
I guess-
My question, I guess.
I think what Mark's alluding to is like, this could work if we said no windows below 10 feet.
Below 6 feet. No sills below 6 feet,
Yeah, no sills below.
and I don't care about.
So it does have to be
For,
clear
except for the
for,
non-conforming.
for balls and setbacks.
For windows in the setback.
So it
I
would
mean,
be,
non-point, there's gonna be very few that are actually not fitting.
Right.
yeah,
So
it'd be like
there you go.
garages. Yeah,
Well, that's what the whole thing with ADUs, and then we figured out, we did some. And you didn't, and there was never gonna be a house built there, but I think I fought with you and Glenn.
Unless it's a clear story, right? So no windows with
just clear.
sill heights.
Well, it doesn't, clear story doesn't matter, why, we just.
Oh,
just-
Windows.
just windows with sill heights above 6'6".
Okay, no windows with sill heights above 6'6".
No, just windows above.
Just windows with.
Oh, windows shall have.
Mhm,
Right,
mhm.
you know, that's,
Right.
that's important, I think this view and the privacy things are the two big complaints we get with things, you know. We gotta have some kind of language.
And then
to cover
the
that.
further you step back.
Does that make sense?
The more you'll see.
Well,
What's the sill height for?
by the time you're in the
egress?
neighbor's yard, you got a great view.
For egress, much lower than that, but you couldn't have egress in that zone
This-
anyway, 'cause
Right.
you're too close. to the
Well, you can
road.
whisper to your
Oh,
girlfriend,
that's not really.
just open the window.
Yeah, you need,
If I only had a.
so 4 to 5 feet. That's gonna be your typical setback.
It'd be nice if
Okay.
those
Your
communications.
egress can't be in.
No, I'm just dealing with that, it can't be like.
Anyway, we are being recorded.
Yeah,
Oh.
sorry.
Sorry.
Um. Roof decks. Are we scratching it?
What?
It regulates number 3, buildings that do not meet the setback shall have no rooftop decks. I mean, there's gonna be few,
No rooftop deck within the setback,
just no rooftop decks.
because that's what you do, you just pull your deck back a little bit and have roofing, we've already always done that,
Okay,
sorry,
period.
right?
Okay. Unless it faces the interior of the property. I
Right,
mean, there really is no facing or not facing. It's a deck.
Well,
Anyway,
well, on the
you
side,
know,
on the side of the shared lot line or whatever, you just build that up.
that's a tough one.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right.
So, okay, so anyway, okay, maybe the next one.
Set there.
White roofing is prohibited, still gonna be prohibited, but we're gonna allow for beige and pale gray, just allow for cool roofs for the environment. And we're not gonna say non-reflective, that was too confusing, so it just says, we're prohibiting metallic treatments on the metal, usually metal roofs.
What?
The metallic treatments.
Like you can't use corrugated metal anymore?
Cameras be dark.
Dark corrugated?
Yeah, it has to be, or it could even be light, It can even like be a light gray, it just can't have the silver, copper, it can't be galvanized steel, which I think is.
Shine, nothing shine.
I think we should allow copper roofs. It's like the best roof you can buy.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah, who's gonna buy
It's
that?
reflective though.
And gal.
Only
No,
for
it's
the-
not
not-
here.
No,
After about a little couple of years,
Not
it'd be
after a couple
brown,
years.
right?
Right, we can, yeah.
And galvanized to know is not.
You know what, you gotta go to Sheen.
It's like a matte finish, a galvanized roof, not the shiny cheap stuff, but the true galvanized standard.
There you go, yeah.
The Ripple,
Not-
But it's kind of hillbilly looking. for-
It is a little hillbilly.
now it's modern now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
It's
So
not-
anyway,
it's
see,
not-
it's-
Dress it as Sheen.
Yeah, so is reflective even important anymore? Because those are the things that are the most reflective. All the other ones, green, gray, brown, none of those are reflective. You could do a metal roofing in
Yeah,
any of
no,
those
it's-
colors and it wouldn't be reflective.
Reflective I think that's. good.
Reflective is a good word here.
What's the Sheen?
What?
I think
I
a
would
sheen
do-
is, I agree with you, Mark, I think a sheen. is
Sheen.
I think I
Gloss
would,
or semi
No,
gloss
it
sheen.
is very,
There's a degree of Sheen.
no, it's a number. So if it's a nut, so this was our problem.
Number.
No, so the problem is
So
that it's a
reflectivity.
gradient. And where do you draw the line? Say it's at 250. Well, what's wrong with, how bad, how much worse is 250 than 249? Do you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
arbitrary.
Uh,
So we're trying not to be arbitrary, so we're trying to pick the coatings themselves.
I don't think you should take out corrugated roofing.
I think,
It doesn't shine.
yeah, I
They
think,
just have to
it's
treat it, they
not
have to
like-
coat it with
Hey,
supplies.
It's non-reflective, you know, you can.
Non-reflective.
No, that is,
Non-reflective.
no, that's what it was, that was.
What do you want it there
subtracted.
now?
It's whose opinion of reflection?
Well, what's the word you wanna use?
I want to pick a coating that we have, that is reflective in and of itself,
yeah. I just.
and not, cause all those other things, reflectivity is a spectrum. Do you know? So it's like, where do you draw the line on the spectrum? It's like,
Right.
whatever it says, 250 and 249 is like nothing.
Can we review the length and?
I think this is fine. I would just get rid of copper, because copper looks so nice.
Okay, I can't remember copper.
And
Okay.
it's like the best one for the coast.
Okay, design build, I mean, how many copper roofs do we see in here?
No, but we need more, so it.
Okay.
It kills the fish.
Next one, design
Yeah.
buildings using primarily,
Put copper.
oh, that one doesn't apply on the coast.
Really?
No gutters. Doesn't
Okay,
make those-
so I'm
Let you
skipping,
put 'em on,
skipping G2, because that doesn't apply to the coast. Okay, lighting's really important,
guess
to the MCC. So all exterior landscape and site lighting shall be designed and located so that the light is the minimum necessary to support the activity designated for that area where the light bulb is shielded and light is downward directed away from neighbors and confined to the site. Soffit lighting shall be limited to covered entry areas and outdoor covered patios, limited to a maximum of one soffit light for every 5 linear feet for these areas. Floodlights are not allowed. So this is finally where something that says floodlights are prohibited. So then honestly, people complaining about floodlights will have something to hang their hat on.
On the eve,
Yeah,
on recessed lights on the eaves,
yeah.
because I have a house that we put recessed light in, but then
You know how
your
you
old girlfriend Dave. But below was coming down. Very bright.
You shouldn't have sold them a lot, Mark.
I know.
I was, we were divorced by that.
Oh, yeah,
okay, what are we talking about, the soffits?
the
How bad was
soffit lighting,
soffit?
recess,
How bad were they? How bad were they at Dave's house?
you can, well, they were, we designed the house, we put lights in the soffit.
Yeah,
But the builder put, it's a soffit light, but it came down like that. As a glow, as a-
hung down.
It just should have been, no, it just.
It's still
needed to be-
downward directed, it's not shielded.
Yeah, I thought he was like, must have bought them for cheap.
I don't know, see, I had nothing, he was.
Anyways.
Is he still alive? Sorry.
Okay, so is all this reasonable?
It's not supposed to be.
Put a design area with the bulbs.
It's all reasonable, guys?
Light down for.
Okay, good. Number 2, let's get through lighting at least and call it a day. For areas visible from and within 50 feet of scenic and public view corridors, limit the number of light fixtures and minimum required by code. What is it 1 per entry or is it?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
is there gonna be anything done about the definition of scenic corridors?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where are they?
It's very specific. It's Highway 1, essentially.
No, I know, but I'm still,
I don't know what's undefined as public report,
that's where, because I'm, still waiting on Coronado, because it's in a view corridor up there amongst all the neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah,
Use warm or yellow?
it's too high, it's part of it, and it's.
no, we had to do the, because of the grading permit, I had to go, it just went to the meeting.
Oh, I see.
Why is it ADU checked on this?
So I'm gonna scratch and public view quarters, cause it's,
Yeah,
Cause you can't say it on ADUs?
you can, any west facing street, any street that ends westward
Uh-huh.
to the ocean. Could be argued as a view corridor.
Okay,
Did
did you hear me?
No,
Why isn't ADUs checked on that? On that particular
just,
item?
there's no lighting. Should it be?
You
Maybe it
can't-
should.
Yeah, yeah, why,
Okay,
they have to follow, right?
yeah, do that, good call. Use warm yellow with light tones, so anyone with a blue looking light can be like enforced upon, is that
I think that should apply to everyone too.
what he specified, he's 2,700K,
2700?
I mean, that's what they did all over Montero with the streetlights.
Right.
Everybody bitched about those and we changed it.
2700K,
right,
that's what it's called, 2700K.
Yeah,
But that's a color rate.
yeah,
that's the warmest color you can.
27, they make them less, like the ones they make to look like, the old bulbs and stuff,
Right.
they'll drop those down even to 22. The 27 looks pretty much like an incandescent.
Those, and this is
Are they
all
easy
really,
Yeah,
To buy,
Yeah,
yeah, it's just.
everyone, so this is everybody's house has to be 2700K, like,
Exterior.
it's residential exterior lighting.
yeah, so like, and even when you buy like the recessed lights now, a lot of them, you can switch the.
they have 3 or 4 different ones.
Even soffit, do you think?
Yeah,
I would say
Yeah.
exterior lighting,
Okay,
you don't want that like,
You don't want the bright light.
you don't want the dentist office lighting on your front porch.
okay, got it, so you think that's, okay, so I checked off ADUs and the make house. Okay,
I
good.
got yellow lights in my house because they're easy on your eyes.
Okay, we'll stop at grading, we'll pick up for grading and hardscape next time.
You got 5 more minutes.
Okay, is it possible?
Camille needs to decompress, she needs a 5-minute decompression.
I'd like to.
Well, there's
ask you to
Go ahead, sorry, yes.
Chair. Is it
Chairman
possible?
has a Jim Bennington?
Yeah, no, as a member of this thing, no, I don't want that job. No, but, I know that we're going through the plan is to go through the different groups.
Yes,
But, I think this is an important document that we're trying to put together. for the
Yes.
public. I'd like to make a motion that we try to get a representative, one representative from Mid-Coast and one from Coastal Design Review and get ahead of the game with those guys. By having
what do you
them
mean
here.
by coastal design review? You are coastal design review.
Not Coastal Design Review,
Mid-Coast Community now.
Mid-Coast and,
Bayside.
and the Coastal Commission, the other
Coastal
coastal.
commission,
Coastal Commission that also weighs in on this.
they have to certify this,
I know
going
they
to them
have,
anyway,
they have to certify it, that's my whole point.
yeah.
He's talking about getting ahead of the,
Let's get a representative from them, or invite them. And a representative
They'll be
from
sensitive.
MCC and invite them to these meetings.
This is headed to the MCC.
Well, I don't wanna wait that long.
This is what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to pick you guys' brain, I'm not trying to pick everyone else's brain, it'll go to the MCC.
Yeah,
It
well,
will give me, but it'll be
Until then.
refined by you guys.
well,
Tell them where you're.
So it's, and then it's going to the planning commission, so it's kind of like,
alright.
this is the refining stage.
Well, I don't know. Okay, I just look at it differently, that we should try to get somebody from those groups ahead of time. Somebody, so that we can let them know what we're doing. If they have a serious problem with something we're doing, we have the opportunity to fix it right now, rather than wait and present it to them later. So it's just different.
I'm trying to hear you guys' voices loud and clear.
Can you put
What
that into
I'm
a
trying
motion?
to do, right?
Yeah, no, I
And
hear,
then,
I'm making that a motion.
Can you put that into a motion?
I'm making that a motion that we have a representative from both of those
Yeah,
groups, or we invite a
they-
representative from those groups to join these meetings. And
See if
weigh in
somebody-
on the things that we're doing.
They should be here anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if
They
they,
gotta be signed.
we can extend an invitation, right? We can extend it.
But let's
I
wait
don't think we
till,
should, I think it's very confusing. It's like honestly something we've never, ever done before, it's creating like some type of precedence where now we have to invite the MCC to the
We don't have
CDRC
to.
every
We're
time.
Making a decision.
It just hasn't been done, and it's like they have their own review process where it goes there. So, in my opinion.
Maybe you should walk it through there.
Beverly has
Instead of
a
having
hand.
somebody hand carry it to them and to them.
My
Well,
question is regarding MCC and coastal
You're
commission.
still here?
Can you hear me?
Anybody recognize you?
Yes, we can hear you.
Sorry, Beverly.
Um,
Sorry.
oh, so, when this goes forward to the MCC, if they want to make changes, it's incumbent on us, CDRC, to follow the document through and present the argument as to why we have what Camille takes to them. Is that correct?
No, I would say that it's my job to take everything from everybody but separately. And try to come up with something that everyone's gonna be mildly happy with.
I see. So this is our chance, but you know,
Yes,
when you didn't know I was sitting here,
Oh,
I
yeah.
almost, I almost lost the entryway argument.
you did, you almost lost it.
Yes,
But it's going to the planning commission and you can get your buddies to point out, cause I mean, now it's a recommendation and not a standard, so. If you feel like it should be a standard, then there's still
no,
chance for
I'm
that.
happy with our outcome, but
Oh,
if planning commission wanted to strike it all together, I would want to have the opportunity to argue.
yeah.
In
There's plenty of public process ahead of us.
right, so that's what I'm saying. So in a way, we have to follow it through.
Yeah,
And maybe it's not that we're inviting them to come to this meeting, but that we go to their meetings when they do it.
Sounds to me
you
like.
guys are happy, you guys are welcome to go to their meeting. They're
Right.
mainly focused on lighting. I think they defer to you on design.
Sometimes,
That's all, thank you.
Yeah.
yeah, so
Jim's-
caveat
Jim's
emptor,
like,
on awareness, if that's the process, I think we have to follow it.
Thank you, Martin.
Yeah, I think it's confusing when, because you guys aren't the
You have
decision,
Venmo for a tip or
you're not the final decision maker.
I do. No, I don't,
So it's kind of like, you don't need to have like all the voices.
I don't want it to get too ugly, that's why I said. But if they know what we're doing and they know what's going on, sometimes that's valuable
Yeah.
because they come on board with what you're doing.
Yeah,
Not necessarily.
You've been in touch with them because you knew about the lighting. So
yeah, I'm already in touch with them. They're trying to get me to come out to the meeting time like 11.
Louis, can you follow?
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Beverly.
Thank you.
Beverly, nice to hear from you.
Same here, James.
See ya, Beverly.
Mark.
That was Mark. Thanks for getting me into this, Beverly. I was out of it. It was your headache.
Babe, you're still smiling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Next time, come in person,
yeah, we'd love to see you.
so that we won't ignore your hand next time.
all right,
You'll get pizza.
yeah, pizza.
If you come now, you can still have pizza.
Yeah.
Okay, well, nothing else, and this meeting is adjourned.
Thank you, everyone. I know that was hard.